Welcome back. It's time now to take a look at the top business stories. Emirates Steel increases capacity to 2.8 million tons per year. Private-public partnerships back in fashion for construction industry. And Indian Prime Minister expects defense exchanges with China to continue. Let's look at the equity markets first. Dubai stocks rose to the highest level since January. The DFM index rose 21% from its March low, and by that entering a so-called bull market. Reason being that investors bet quarterly earnings will beat estimates. Today, the DFM index rose 1.6% to close at 1,648 points. Best performing sector was the utility sector, as cooling company Tabreed surged nearly 5%. Dubai Islamic Bank, the stock with the second highest weighing on the DFM, rose 1.4%. Emaar Properties gained 2.1%. Dubai Investments was up by the same amount. The DFM rallied 5.2%, and not only were the stocks higher across the board, also volumes picked up tremendously today. 341 million shares were traded, valued at 369 million dirhams. And over in the capital, the ADX gained 0.7% to close at 2,698 points. Real estate was the sector gaining the most today. Alder Properties rose 2.5%. Suru Real Estate gained 2.1%, and RAK Properties rallied 5%. Dana Gas was up 3%. Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank gained 3.3%, and First Gulf Bank rose 1.4%. Biggest loser on the ADX though was National Bank of Al Quwain, which plunged over 9%. 244 million shares were traded, valued at 279 million dirhams. And let's now take a look at the GCC markets, which ended mixed today. And now to our top stories. Emirates Steel Industries, the Abu Dhabi government-owned mill in Phase 2A of its expansion program, raised its capacity by a third from 2.1 to 2.8 million tons of liquid metal a year. Emirates Steel has commissioned Phase 2A 33 months after the launch of its construction activities. Succeeding Phase 2B will be commissioned by the end of the year, the steelmaker announced. In January 2006, the company launched its expansion program worth $2.5 billion. CEO Gregor Munstermann said that expansion will see the company increase its production to around 6.5 million tons per year within the next 4 years to meet growing infrastructure demand. Meanwhile, UAE-based Islamic lender Al Hilal Bank has allocated 430 million dirhams as part of a 4.8 billion dirham dual tranche Islamic and conventional financing deal covering Emirates Steel expenses. Private-public partnerships are back in fashion in the construction industry, according to experts. They say that the private-public partnership market is ideal to find new sources of financing, because in the past years the construction sector has witnessed a number of failed deals with financing sources drying up. Since then, government agencies have looked for alternative funding. One private-public partnership deal leading the way for the sector is the Abu Dhabi Department of Transport motorway project that runs to the Saudi Arabian border. Property sales in Abu Dhabi are expected to rise sharply this year. Between 16,000 and 20,000 homes will come onto the market, real estate consultancy company Jones Lang LaSalle estimates. Although prices are expected to continue falling this year, thousands of homes are being handed over to buyers. According to Sami Assad, CEO of Abu Dhabi's largest developer Alder Properties, the market is coming to a stage where it is becoming more mature. Meanwhile, Abu Dhabi General Services Company, also called Muzanada, is developing a 7.1 billion dirham housing project to ease the city's housing shortage, a top company official said. The government-funded project is developing the infrastructure for the South of Shamka project, located on the outskirts of the UAE capital. The project is aimed at Emirati nationals and will have over 12,000 new units available by the year 2013, Ziad Amus, Operations and Projects Control Director of Muzanada, said. And in our fast financial news, Suru Real Estate, according to press reports, expects its profits to rise in the second quarter of this year as it begins delivering homes on Abu Dhabi's Reem Island. The second largest publicly traded developer in the capital already handed over 58 offices to buyers in Sky Tower in the Shams Abu Dhabi project. Speaking of Reem Island, Nobu, the upmarket Japanese restaurant chain, signed a preliminary agreement to operate a Nobu-branded hotel and residential development on the island. Set to open in 2014, the Nobu Hotel would include about 200 hotel rooms, 80 apartments and a branch of its restaurant. And after the break, we'll run you through what's making the headlines in international business today.